it is such a pain in the butt to lose your rigs to fast-moving water and rocky bottoms. Today we're going to be talking about 3 different methods to avoid snags when you're fishing. Today we are fishing on the Potomac River, world-class fishery. There are striped bass moving through here, shad, herring, white perch, all sorts of things coming through, migrating right now. Now, this spot is full of fish. However, there are snags everywhere. Look at how fast the water is moving. Look at how many rocks are everywhere. It's snag city here. Here at the Potomac, there's just so many snags and so much water and so much fast-moving water. Maybe in your area you have similar features. I've got a way that I fish rocks and moving water like this. I've got multiple methods that I use to catch fish in this kind of condition. So comment below, guys. Do you have water that's similar to this in your home state? Do you like to fish fast-moving water like this? If so, comment below some of your own methods. Now here are 3 methods that I like to use, works in my bodies of water, and I hope that it'll translate to your bodies of water as well. Let's get into this. Okay, so for this method, this is called the Tandem Rig. I've shown it to you in many other videos before, but I'm going to show it to you again. There are 2 little jig heads, tied one after another. This one is attached with a dropper loop, and these are 1/32 ounce jig heads that I've tied my own bucktail hairs to it. You don't need to tie these at all. You can just tip it with bait. I've put squiddy bits on the end of it, just like this. And now this method is great for searching for fish. It's also great if you're fishing like rocky bottoms, so that you don't, I wouldn't use a high-low rig right now because there's so many rocks right here. So I'm going to use a tandem rig to kind of search around for where the fish are. And before it hits the bottom, I'm going to start jigging it up. And this is how I work the top water column. Then I'll start working the middle water column. Then I'll start working the bottom. If the bottom is very rocky, I won't even work the bottom at all. I'll just put on a float rig. Okay. So now I'll cast it right into the rib.
You made that look easy. Where are you finding them?
I'm finding these fish. You see how the water is moving really fast? This rock right here stops that fast water. A lot of fish like to hide behind there. Not just perch, I'm just targeting perch right now. Shad like to hide there. Rockfish like to hide there to attack shad and whatnot. Just a great general area to fish in general when you're fishing rivers, is to find these slower moving areas.
Are you getting them on the fall? Are they on the top?
I'm getting them on the fall. As it falls down, I see my line go, doop. That's when you set the hook. And again, you might not set it on anything. It could just be something else touching it, but I tend to set it when I see my line jump. Now this bait itself stays on forever. That's why I like to use our squiddy bits, but worms will work just the same.
Something is going on with the herrings. Oh my god, look.
Whoa, that's a big shad. It got itself a herring shad.
And look right there. Possibly.
Oh my gosh, the fish are coming alive right now. The world is coming alive. What is it?
It's a carp.
No, it's a cat.
It's a carp. I'm telling you.
I think it's a channel cat. Oh my god, you're right, it is a carp. Oh my gosh.
Right in the mouth.
He bit it, huh?
Yeah.
Nice going. All right, you need help landing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yanking him out. See all these birds harvesting fish? There's just so many. The whole shoreline is filled with herring, ostriches. Got them. Ooh, I got 2 at a time. 2 at a time. Woo! There, look. Good times. See, we're gonna be sitting in the summer wishing that, remembering back to the spring when we were hitting them double at a time.
Oh, I know.
So these methods will work for whatever different size fish. All you really need to do is adjust the size of your hook and the weight of your hooks and the weight of your actual gear. So if you want to catch bigger fish, put on bigger baits, bigger hooks, thicker line, and use a bigger reel than this. But I'm going for small fish right now. This is a perfect setup. You'll be able to apply the same methods for all sorts of different fish. And in order to throw 1/32 ounce jig heads, these really light gear, you need to have really light line so that you can cast it out far. Sometimes I'm using a fly that's so small that I can't cast. I put on a float. That float helps me cast that small fly out there. That leads me to my next method. Let's try the float rig out now. So to make a float rig, it's very simple. Now this is different than the other float rigs that I typically use. This is just the simplest form of a float rig. You get a bobber, you attach it to the top of a tandem rig just like this. And depending on where the fish are biting in the water column, that's how deep you set it. There's no bobber stopper or anything. It's just a clip-on bobber just like this. Very simple. Very effective method. This will be different because I'm not going to be going for feeling. I'm going to be going to see a visual strike. My bobber should be moving. My bobber will move when there's a fish on it. It'll float over any kind of rocks that are down there. It'll float right at eye level with where the fish are biting. Okay, so look, twitching the tip. There we go. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. We'll keep this guy. Really sweet, delicious little meats. See this seam right here where the water is moving really fast coming in? Look at how the rocks right here are making, are slowing all the current down. It's a spot where it's calm, right next to a spot that's moving fast. You see how the birds are just sitting there, waiting, they're perched there waiting for fish to swim by. Because they know that these spots are where fish like to hang out for some relief from the fast current. Now with perch fishing, it's about, you catch a lot of perch. Some small and tiny like this, and some pretty big like this. I like to keep the moderate sized ones, maybe like 11 to 12 inches. Anything bigger than that, like 13, 14, 15s, I let them go because those are the big breeding fish. But it's a lot of fun because you have action the entire time, non-stop, and you can eat all of these fish. Aaron, you look like you have to pee. Go back there.
How do you know?
Because you're standing there like this.
I do.
Go pee there. Oh, it went down for a second. Ah! They're right close in. Oh my, come on. Are you seeing this bobber go down? They're messing with me. Whoa, it jumped out of the water. That's a feisty one. Good average size. This is female and it's in the middle of spawning, so I'll let this one go. They're here to spawn, so you can let them. You should. Small guy. There we go. Sometimes you see the bobber just slightly moving. They don't always take it straight down. Sometimes they do. But I like to watch the bobber. It's fun.
This heron's taking your spot. Look.
Hey, get out of my spot.
He said, I'm tired of watching you catch all the fish.
I guess I'm hogging this spot a little bit. I think I'm going to try my Doodlesocking rod. Time for a new method. I'm going to catch them 3 different ways today. So, this method is called Doodlesocking. It is pretty much a cane pole. My line gets wrapped around here. And look at this, look at this. This extends to like 12, 13 feet. No, probably more. Look at this. Look at the length of this. This thing is really long. And very simple method of fishing, just dip it in. It's really nice because all you have to do is lift it and flick it into your spot. This works really well if there's fish close in. There's nothing fancy about this. Just a very quick, simple way to fish. And the way I fish this is I walk around and I find great spots to just dip my line into. It's not great for every single spot. I find that you have to find a good spot where you can, fish close in. This kind of fishing is also great to fish structure, like if you're, trying to sneakily fish a brush pile or like some downed trees. You can just drop it in. Yeah. There we go. They're just in reach. Good time to use the Doodlesocking rod. It's really nice because you don't have to cast it. You can just grip it there. And if you miss a set, throw it right back in. You don't have to cast. See, I just missed a hook set. I can just throw it right back in. They stop biting as soon as I switch to the Doodlesocking rod. Whoa! That's a nice one. Yeah. Heck yeah, that's a nice one. Whoop. And you give the rod some action. You give the bobber some action. And it moves the fly. There we go. Yeah. Right at the edge. I like this rod. Old-fashioned style. Whoa, caught a herring. You see that? And then when you're done your spot, you bring it back in. You wind your line back up into here. And now it's a cane. So those were great methods. We ended up catching so many fish. What we're gonna do with these fish is cook them all up and bring them to our family. I love doing this. This is one of my favorite parts about fishing, is harvesting the fish and being able to feed myself and my loved ones. Hopefully these methods will apply to you in your body of water. Maybe you learned something today. I hope you did. Here at Hey Skipper Fishing, we want to help as many people get on fish as possible. We want to make learning how to fish easy. And we do this by doing tutorials just like this. But we also have a whole library of ebooks and PDFs on our website, heyskipperfishing.com, where I teach how to use different float rigs, how to use different knots, when to use different knots, how to do surf fishing, how to do pier fishing, lots of stuff. If you guys are interested in fishing, check it out. We teach all sorts of different kinds. No matter where you're from, I'm sure you'll find something for yourself. The squiddy bits work so well. You see how it works for many fish at one time. And honestly, I've been using this same tentacle for like 2 weeks at this point, which has still got a lot more use out of it. All you gotta do is cut it up into small slivers. That's my suggestion for you guys. If you wanted to help support our channel, click the subscribe button, click the notification button next to the subscribe button so you'll be notified every time we put out a new episode. Other ways to support us, check out our library of ebooks, check out our squiddy bits. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week.